Russia won't hand over America's most wanted man, NSA whistleblower Edward Snowden, who remains holed up in transit at a Moscow airport for a fourth day. President Putin said that means Snowden never actually crossed into Russia and so is beyond the government's reach. Let's go now to RT's Alexei Arashevsky, who's at Sheremetyevo Airport with more.
Ever since Edward Snowden touched down in Moscow on Sunday, it's been the biggest mystery for the last 72 hours or so what his next move would be. He was supposed to fly to Havana from Moscow on Monday. He even checked in supposedly for that flight, but never made it there. This plane carried more than half of Moscow's international press corps. Basically, they went on a 3-day holiday to the Caribbean. Ever since, it's been speculated that he may have left the country on a different flight. He may have left it elsewhere. Even some have been alleging that he may have been detained by the Russian authorities to later to be extradited to the United States. Both of these claims were in fact quashed by the Russian president, who compared Mr. Snowden to the case of another very famous whistleblower.
Snowden's case is similar to that of Julian Assange. Both call themselves defenders of human rights and fight for the freedom of information. You have to ask yourself, do such people need to be hunted down and put in prison? I personally would like to avoid cases like these. It's like shearing a pig, lots of shrieking, but little fur.
Well, the Russians were rather clear in their explanation as to why Snowden would not be extradited to the United States. The explanation coming from the Chinese authorities as to why they denied the extradition to the United States was deemed hilarious and amusing by many online. The Hong Kong authorities said they would not extradite Snowden because in the paperwork that the United States provided to the Chinese, they did not specify what the J in the Edward J. Snowden stood for. Of course, there's been lots of uproar about that coming from across the Atlantic, with some of the politicians in Washington pointing the fingers at Moscow and Beijing for not cooperating with Washington. Some have even been alleging that Snowden has been working together with the Russian and the Chinese special services. This claim was yet again denounced by both the Russian foreign minister and the Russian president.
Any accusations against Russia are nothing but rubbish, simply ravings. Our special services never interacted with Snowden and are not doing so today.
Now it's also speculated what his next move would be. Some are saying that he may wait for the dust to settle down and then move elsewhere. Some are saying that he may wait for his asylum plea to be satisfied by either Ecuador or Venezuela. In any case, we're here at Moscow's Sheremetyevo Airport waiting for the next move of the world's most high-profile whistleblower.